Hi friends, welcome back to Blessify. Today we have an amazing recipe for healthy asparagus omelets, and we share with you our favorite way of eating them in these omelet parathas or chapatis or flatbread, however you like to call it. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a teaspoon each of coriander powder, turmeric powder, salt, and pepper, and some fresh coriander, a tomato, some chili peppers, half an onion. We used 5 eggs. You could also use more or less, and a bunch of asparagus. So for the asparagus, we like to take off the ends because they're a bit harder and they take longer to cook. So just by snapping the asparagus like this, the ends come off. We're going to slice them down the middle and again to make 4 equal parts. The reason why we're doing this is that it's going to be faster to cook once we chop it all up into small pieces. So we're going to chop them into fine pieces. We want them to be very small in our omelet. That way they cook really fast. And they also give a nice texture to the omelet and a nice crunchy bite. So just like that, very simple. So these are the same ingredients, we're just showing you how we prepared them. We just chopped everything nicely. We chopped the coriander, the tomato, the chili peppers, and the onion. So to begin cooking, we put about a quarter cup or a few tablespoons of oil in a skillet, and we add in all of the onions that we chopped up nicely. We're going to allow the onions to saute a little bit, to sweat out a little bit, and at that point, a few minutes later, we're going to add in the chili peppers. So there's the chili pepper. We're going to stir that all together for about a minute. Let the onions become a nice pink color. We don't want the onions to turn dark because this is an omelet. We just want them to release their flavor. And now we're going to add in all of the dry spices, so the turmeric powder, the coriander powder, and the salt and pepper. And always remember to mix everything, stir constantly. We want all of the onions to be covered in the spices. Now you can add in the tomatoes. And so give that a nice stir. The tomatoes are going to release their water, and we're going to cook the asparagus in with the tomato, and the tomato is going to allow the asparagus to cook and tenderize. So that's why we're not adding in any water, because the tomatoes already have water in them. We're going to cover for 10 minutes, and this will allow the asparagus to soften and to cook through. So after 10 minutes, check if your asparagus has softened to your liking, and you're then going to add in all of the eggs. So make sure to give your eggs a nice mix with a fork just to evenly break the egg yolks. And you can sort of make slits in the omelet like this to allow the egg to go all the way down like this. And now we can add the chopped coriander. You can also use any other herbs you like for example chives or basil. You can use whatever herbs you have. We just like to use coriander a lot, so we put a lot of fresh coriander. And now we're going to add some tomatoes just for garnish. It looks so beautiful, the yellow, the green, and the red. It looks like a beautiful dish. We're just going to cover for 1 minute to allow the egg to cook completely. We're not going to flip this omelet. There's no need to flip it because it's going to cook on its own with the steam. And we're going to make even pieces because the way that we like to eat this is rolled up in homemade parathas or flatbread. But if you don't want to cut it like this, you don't have to. You can just dish it out in one piece on a round plate. So by doing this, by cutting it up, it's easier to sort of scoop out. So we made these breads, these parathas, just a few minutes ago at home, and we're going to lay in pieces of the omelet and roll it up like this, cut it in half, and enjoy this for brunch. You can also make this for breakfast. You can also make this for lunch or dinner. It's very filling, it's very healthy, and we hope you enjoyed this. We hope you try it out. Let us know how it is, and see you next time. Stay happy, stay blessed, and see you next time.